Brushing and flossing with only one device? Huh? That's exactly what I thought until I got my hands on this. Hey everyone, it's Andy here from Mr. Yoo-Hoo. If you watch the channel for a while, you know I'm all about gear that generally makes life easier. Especially if it makes me look after my health without adding more time to the day. Between filming, editing, and running the channel, and trying to get to the gym, I want my routines as simple as possible. So when SOOCAS reached out and said, we've got a 2-in-1 toothbrush that brushes and water flosses in one go, and it's designed for travel, I was skeptical, guys, but very curious. And today, this is the SOOCAS Neos II Ultra toothbrush. On the outside, it looks like a slightly chunky electric toothbrush, but on the inside, it's a full sonic toothbrush and a proper water flosser all in one handle. In this video, I'm gonna unbox it, show you how it actually works in the bathroom, put it up against my normal electric toothbrushes and separate flosser, and then give you my honest thoughts on who it is really for. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and check the links in the description. And if you want to learn more or pick one up yourself. All right, guys, let's start with what this thing actually is. The Neos II Ultra is basically a toothbrush and a water flosser that had a baby. You've got a sonic brush up top that does up to 60,000 movements per minute, and inside the handle, there's a little water tank and pump that can push water out at up to 124 PSI between your teeth. It really is incredible. I mean, the technology in this is unbelievable. So instead of brush, then floss, then rinse, you fill the tank, put toothpaste on like normal, and it'll guide you through a 2-minute brush cycle and a 1-minute water floss cycle in a single cycle. So let's give you an idea of that now. So we're gonna go and turn it on right here. So you can see it's got brush and floss there. It's got floss down there. We hold down the brush button and turn it on, and there it started. Now that's a lower setting, and you can see there how it's oscillating right there. Turn it up, press it again, and look, it goes, and that's on full. Look at that, isn't that amazing? You can see there how it's oscillating a little bit. See how it's moving? 20 degrees each way. And you go to floss as well, and the floss comes out too. See, the floss, and you hear that shh in there. It really is incredible. But I'll get ahead of myself, guys. Let's jump in now and look at the unboxing. So out of the box, you get the Neos II Ultra handle, 2 flossing brush heads, a travel case, a protective cap for the heads, a magnetic USB-A charging cable that actually snaps onto the back, and a little brush for cleaning out the water reservoir. There's no power brick, but any standard USB charger will do the job. In the hands, it feels really solid. Mine's in a darker color and has a nice soft touch finish. It's a bit thicker than a normal electric toothbrush, obviously, because of the water tank inside, but it's only around 225 grams. So it doesn't feel like a dumbbell in the bathroom. And you guys know I like dumbbells. The whole thing itself is IPX8 waterproof. So you can rinse it under the tap or even use it in the shower. For me, which is a big plus. Now guys, let's talk about how it actually works, because that's the interesting part. On the front here, you've got the simple controls, which is the full brush and floss cycle, and another button that controls modes and intensity, which is just there. There are 2 main modes. The first is a full routine. 2 minutes of brushing with 30-second reminders, then about a minute of water flossing. That's your, I've got time, let's do it properly routine. Now guys, you also don't want to be cheating on brushing as well. I suggest you use the full cycles. The second is quick floss mode. Actually, let's start them now. So quick floss mode, which skips straight to a shorter water floss session. If you want to blast stuff out between your teeth after a meal. Within those modes, you've got 3 intensity levels. So you've got gentle, medium, and strong. So if you've got sensitive gums, you don't have to get your mouth washed on day 1. If you've got sensitive gums, you'd have to get your mouth power washed on day 1. Before I show you our live test, a couple of practical things. Battery life is very good. It's got a 3000 milliampere battery inside. And SOOCAS says you can get around 30 days of use per charge. In real life, guys, I've been using it twice a day for a couple of weeks now with a full brush and floss routine. And the battery indicator has barely moved. So it definitely feels like a charge it once and forget about it for ages device. The charger itself is magnetic and port free. That means there's no little charging hole for gunk and mold to get into, which is something, guys, that actually drives me mad with other older toothbrushes. You can just clip it on, light it up, and that's it. And you can see there's the actual charging case. It's actually a really nice touch. Actually, generally, all what they've done here is really high quality products, as you can see just there. Now, inside the water tank, you've got enough capacity for roughly 1 full minute floss, which you can see just there. For me, 1 fill is enough for a complete cycle at medium intensity. If you want to stay in the floss mode a bit longer, say 2 or 3 minutes, you'll need to top it up once. But for a normal everyday clean, I'm not refilling mid-session. The tank door opens at the back. It's a decent size opening, and they include that little cleaning brush in a box. So give it a quick scrub out once in a while is pretty straightforward. Okay guys, the live test. Let's take it to the bathroom and actually use it, because guys, that's what matters. So hey guys, exciting time. I'm about to go and brush our teeth using the Neos II Ultra, as you can see just here. Now we're gonna start by putting some toothpaste on there. We've already filled in the hopper with water just there. So it's gonna be doing the flossing. We're gonna start by using the brush and the floss cycle, putting it on, having a quick brush, and then coming back to you and letting you know what our thoughts are, what the initial brush is like. So can't wait to do it. So we're gonna start by putting on the first setting and then the second setting, and we'll let you know what it feels like. So turn it on now. So it's come on now, and that's the first setting. You press it again. You press the middle one. That's the top setting. I'll put it on now. Oh yeah. So there you go. The thing I've got to say is when I was using it, you really feel the brush heads getting right into the teeth. You see, it uses the oscillation, which means it's doing the 66,000 revs per minute with the toothbrush, but it's also turning as well. Compared to other toothbrushes, that means it's really getting a good scrub there on your teeth. You can also feel the air jets going through as well into your teeth as well, removing any debris between your teeth, brushing it away. So all in all, it's a great clean now. Oh wow, my teeth feel great. And look, there if you can see, they've got a nice shine to them at the moment. This is absolutely fantastic. So floss is going to be pulsing the air through it too. So let's do that right now. Now can you hear that? That's yeah. Yep. Oh wow. Wow, that's great. So what it does is it pulses, it jets through into your teeth. And what it does is it goes into your teeth. And what it does is removing all the plaque. And as you can see in the video just here, I'm going to show you the water jet coming out when I do it. I'm going to show you the bristles working as well. But what it does is it removes any loose debris. So it gives you like a full all-in-one toothbrushing solution. Now, again, you've got the 20-degree oscillations on there, the 66,000 movements per hour on there, and the extended 80-second floss brushing as well. But up to 100% removal of plaque. I do agree. So yeah, so you can use a brush and floss. So it does the brushing and then does the flossing after. You can do the floss only if you like. It really is nice. Straight to full cycle, my mouth honestly feels like I've just had one of those longer hygienist cleans. My teeth feel smooth when I run my tongue over them. My gums feel like they've actually been massaged instead of abused. And there's none of the slight raw feeling you sometimes get if you go too hard with string floss. Let me quickly talk about how this compares with traditional electric toothbrushes. So a couple of things to know here between the SOOCAS and more traditional toothbrush. I've got the O-Clean here and also the Saki Pro one. Now start with actually the versatility. Now this uses oscillations, whereas rotating around on your tooth on an angle, this just uses vibration. So this is actually scrubbing your teeth a lot more across it and using vibration to really get in there and do it. That's why when I've used the SOOCAS toothbrush, it really has helped clean my teeth. Whereas these ones just use vibration. You don't have the flossing component in here as well. And these generally have about 14 days battery life, whereas the SOOCAS has 30 days battery life. But really, they're just a completely different toothbrush. And a Sonicare, I don't know if you've seen that before, but the actual water pick and the actual toothbrush itself is huge compared to this. You get all that here. The Sonic one is very much bigger as well. So definitely a much better toothbrush to use. 2-in-1 and really just takes these out of the park. So much better. So I know a lot of you will be wondering, is this better than my Sonicare? In terms of pure brushing, Neos II Ultra feels right up there. The power is comparable, the bristle feels good quality, and if you only used it in a brush-only mode, you still have a solid sonic toothbrush. Where it really pulls ahead is that built-in flossing stage. With an old brush, you finish your 2 minutes, and you have to decide whether you can be bothered to go grab floss or a separate water flosser. With this, guys, the decision is kind of removed. You hit one button, and the flossing just happens at the end. And that's a problem. You run out of flossing tape, you can't be bothered, that's the issue. With this, guys, there's no excuses. You have to floss. There, but oh, see the spray? Ow. Ah. That's how powerful the floss is. Literally just into your face, which is great. So that's going into your teeth between them to give you a really clean brush as well. Now, a Sonicare plus a separate water pick will still give you an amazing clean, but it's two devices, more clutter on the bench, more stuff to pack when you travel, and more time. The Neos II Ultra compresses that whole routine into one handle and about 3 minutes from start to finish. A couple of honest thoughts though from using it day to day. First, this does not magically replace every single bit of flossing forever. If you've got really tight contacts between some teeth, if you're dealing with some serious gum issues, I'd still say keep some traditional floss or interdental brushes around. But compared to my normal routine of brush properly, floss when I remember, this has made flossing every day actually happen because it's baked into the same button press. Literally, floss and brush, just like that. Secondly, it's brilliant for travel. This has lived in my travel bag for a while now because it saves me carrying a separate flosser. It's light, it's compact, comes with the travel case, and because the battery lasts around a month, I'm not hunting all the time for a charger on week 2 of a trip. Guys, thirdly, it's surprisingly clean to live with. And that's one of the great things here. They've done a very good job with the design. So there aren't a lot of weird ridges and seams for toothpaste gunk to collect in. The bristles themselves are copper free, which means you don't get that little ring of metal at the base of the brush head. I'll show you guys up close now how well this actually flosses. So you press the floss button now, I want to show you how it jets into my mouth and how great it is actually removing debris. So open your mouth up, and hear that? Yeah. It's that easy to use it. And the whole thing rinses off easily under the tap, being waterproof and all. It really is a lovely design, and they really have thought everything through, from the design, the bristles, the toothbrush, how it looks, all in one. In terms of performance claims, SOOCAS talks about removing up to 100% of plaque and 35 times more stains than a manual brush. And that has been tested to completely clear plaque in some lab setups. Guys, I'm not a dentist, so I can't stand here and independently verify those numbers for you. But what I can say is compared to a normal electric toothbrush, on its own, my mouth feels noticeably cleaner after a Neos II Ultra run, especially between the teeth. For those of you that actually brush with electric toothbrushes as well, guys, I really recommend it. It gives a much better clean. You think about the 66,000 oscillations you're using on your teeth. With a toothbrush, what are you doing? You're doing that. It's a massive difference. Now, SOOCAS have always been working with dentists. There's a quote from Dr. Lorna Farmer Caldera, a New York-based dentist, who basically says that pairing proper brushing with proper flossing in one step is extremely valuable. And I agree with that in practice. Getting someone to actually stick with flossing, guys, is half the battle. So let me quickly talk about who this is for. If you're any person who happily flosses with every string every night without fail, and you love that ritual, you probably won't need this. A good sonic toothbrush and your existing flossing routine will be fine. But if you're like me, and you care about your teeth, you've had a few stern lectures from dentists over the years, but you find flossing annoying, or you just forget it, this makes a lot of sense. It turns flossing into something that happens automatically at the end of your brush instead of just one more separate job. And also, if you don't have an electric toothbrush, definitely get one. I've tested a number of different electric toothbrushes, and guys, this is right up there at the top, just for brushing, but adding the flossing in there, it really is amazing. And it's also good if you travel a lot, work odd hours, or you're just busy. Instead of taking 5, 6, 7 minutes for a full brush and floss, you're done in about 3. Honestly, the SOOCAS Neos II Ultra has actually earned a spot in my daily routine, which not every gadget does. I like that it simplifies my life instead of adding more steps. Travel friendly, the battery life is great, and it's pushed me into flossing properly without me having to think about it. Guys, if you want to check it out, I'll have links down in the description so you can see the current pricing, full specs, and more of the dentist and user info and reviews. Guys, have a read, see if it lines up with what you need. If you tried a 2-in-1 brush and flosser before, or using a water pick or similar, guys, let me know in comments how it compares for you. I'd be really interested to see if this will replace your current setup or will just be a travel option. I'm Andy from Mr. Yoo-Hoo. Thanks for watching. Look after your teeth, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.